As I reflect on my first year in office, although there were setbacks and occasional political posturing, what I call huffing and puffing, we also had a lot of success, and I'm proud of everything we accomplished in just a year's time.
Evers says it's time to get to work. He gave his second State of the State address tonight. Among other initiatives, the governor announced what he called a three-pronged approach to helping the state's farmers. It starts with calling for a special session of the legislature next week to focus on farming issues, working to increase dairy exports to 20% of the nation's by 2024, expanding the state's farm center, increasing staffing at UW Extensions, and helping make farmers' access to health care easier.
We have not forgotten those who have shared the harvest and bounty, feeding our families, our communities, and our state and our country for more than a century. And tonight we say that we are ready to be a partner in the promise of posterity.
The governor also says he'll work with the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation to establish the Office of Rural Prosperity and will create a Blue Ribbon Commission to help promote agriculture and rural prosperity. On another issue, the governor said he would sign an executive order creating a nonpartisan commission to redraw legislative maps in the state. In other words, fighting gerrymandering. This is a movement started by Lincoln County Board Supervisor Hans Breitenmoser.
The People's Map Commission will visit every congressional district, hear directly from folks across our state, and draw fair, impartial maps for the legislature to take up next year.
The governor says the issue has been the focus of 50 county board resolutions across the state in the last 2 years. News Channel 7's Naomi Coles was in Madison for the State of the State address and has reaction from two of our local lawmakers on both sides of the aisle.
By and large, our local lawmakers had a positive response to the farming initiatives that Governor Evers announced tonight.
It sounds like a good start. I know that we, in the budget, put together some of those agricultural hubs at the universities, and I do like the idea of trying to get more involved on helping the farmers, so I'm anxious to see what his plan might be.
So I'm excited to hear about it, and I'm especially thrilled to hear he's going to be talking about farmer mental health and how we can really provide frontline resources to farmers across the state.
So tonight, as promised, I am bringing the fight for nonpartisan redistricting to the legislature.
However, the redistricting proposal drew some skepticism from Republican State Representative Pat Snyder regarding how the maps would be received.
That'll be one of the maps that we'll be looking at. The Republicans will put a map out, the Democrats will put a map out, and now if that's a map, but it's not constitutional that we follow that. And so I'm going to stick with the Constitution.
I've personally co-sponsored legislation creating a nonpartisan redistricting commission modeled after Iowa for the past 7 years, and it sounds like this would be similar. And I'm thrilled with that because Portage County, just last night, the Board of Supervisors unanimously voted to authorize a referendum on fair maps this spring.
Between farming and redistricting, Governor Evers is unveiling some major initiatives tonight, but important to keep in mind, this isn't the first time we've heard of some of these proposals. Plus, Republican leaders have already announced that they plan to adjourn as early as February for the year, which doesn't leave much time to work on some of these issues. Reporting at the Capitol, Naomi Coles for News Channel 7.
After the address, the Republican Wisconsin State Senate President, that is, gave a response to the governor's speech.
Now, recently, Governor Evers was asked to grade his first year in office. He gave himself a grade of incomplete. I appreciate his honesty. We as Republicans are committed to continuing to find ways to work with our counterparts here in the Capitol, like we did with our most recent budget. We stand ready to work together in all things that hold true to the values of Wisconsinites and improve our state.